Hi everybody! This video introduces the Sculture project, which has been eagerly developed by about a dozen computer engineering students, also known as Group 7 from Boğaziçi University. The project had its head start in the CMP 352 course and continued with its follow-up course, CMP 451. What is our mission? Our mission is to provide a platform where people can share and explore cultural heritages via their stories. And what are stories? Stories are the user's contributions, which will consist of media such as text, pictures, and similar web content, and will be categorized by the region and culture they are inherited from. What makes Sculture so unique? Our driving force was to create a crowdsourcing application in order to encourage participation and increase contribution. This is why all content will be added and controlled by the users themselves. And the second thing was to use the power of semantic search, which is a data searching technique in which a query aims to not only find keywords, but also the contextual meaning of the words being searched. Who are the brilliant masterminds behind our team? We divided ourselves into three teams, which are the web, the backend, and the Android teams. Our web team consists of Safa, Atakan, and myself. Our backend team consists of Bülent, Bilal, and Iram. And our Android team consists of Cenk, Fatih, and Emre. Technologies used while developing this project were as follows. For web, we developed it in IntelliJ using Java Servlet, JSP, JavaScript, and CSS. Backend was also developed in IntelliJ using Java with REST architecture, Spring Framework, and Hibernate as the object relational mapping tool. And finally, Android was written in Android Studio using native Android, OCP Soft PrettyTime, and Espresso for the testing. Now let us guide you through a short walkthrough of our application with the following scenario. A typical user of the system would be a guy named Atakan, who just happens to be our team member. Let's say Atakan's French roommate is getting married to a Cuban girl and invited Atakan to their multicultural wedding party. The problem is that Atakan is a terrible dancer and he wants to impress the girls at the wedding. So what he does is he tries to learn some interesting dances from all around the world by going on our website and searching for the word dance. For our application, non-registered users' activity is limited to searching and viewing stories only, because who wants to register to a website for no reason? This is why, in order to be able to benefit from the additional functionalities, Atakan decides to register to our system. After clicking on the sign up button on the navigation bar, he enters his email, username, and password and registers himself to our database. Now, Atakan is able to log into the system and enjoy being a part of the Sculpture community. Going back to our scenario, let's have Atakan search for dance on the search box. As can be seen on the screen, he finds a variety of posts related to the word searched. Skimming through them, he runs into a post he finds interesting, the cha-cha-cha post. Since the bride at the wedding is from Cuba, Atakan thinks to himself, this will be the perfect dance for me to learn, so he decides to read the story. By clicking on Read More, he's able to view the entire story. He's also able to see the author of the story, the tags associated with the story, as well as the comments and votes at the bottom of the page. Neither the story itself nor the tags involve the word dance itself, but since the tags, which are cha-cha-cha, Cuba, and world, are semantically related to the word dance, the story is shown to Atakan as a result of the semantic search functionality of the application. After deciding that maybe cha-cha-cha isn't really his thing, Atakan decides to go back to the home page and find another post. He clicks on a new post about another dance, the sirtaki. Atakan quite likes the post as he reads it, so he decides to upvote it. He also decides to check out the author of the story, so he clicks on the button with the author's name to go to his profile. The system provides the users with their profiles containing their personal information, their posts, and information on their activity. Atakan decides to follow this user to be able to see his posts in the future. He then returns to his homepage to continue exploring Sculpture. The homepage provides the users with popular stories, latest stories, as well as recommended stories based on what they've previously liked or who they've followed. Since Atakan just followed a user and liked his story, other stories by that user appear on his homepage. As he looks at the titles, he sees a strange one titled What Turks Stole from Greece. He gets curious and clicks on the story to view it. After reading the story, Atakan is furiously offended and decides to voice his opinion by writing a comment. As he goes down to the bottom of the page, he sees that there are already some comments going on about the story. After some time passes and Atakan comes back from the wedding, he remembers the application and decides to write about a funny experience that happened to him during the wedding. As it turns out, Atakan never managed to learn a new dance, but instead made a lot of friends by teaching people his own national dance, the halai. He decides to share his story with the Sculture community by clicking on the Add Story button. He then enters the title of his story and starts writing his post. As he's writing, he accidentally clicks on the Submit button and saves his story without finishing it. So then he clicks on the Delete Story to delete it and try again. After clicking on Add Story again, he enters the title and writes his story, adding related tags at the end. He also has some cool photos from the wedding that he wants to share, so he clicks on the Choose Files button to upload the photos. After selecting his photos and uploading them, he clicks on the Submit button to save his story. After his story is saved, he realizes that he made a typo in one of the tags, so he clicks on Edit Story to replace the tag with its correct version. After changing it, he clicks the Submit button and saves his new story. These are essentially the core functionalities of our application. The Android version of the application also supports the exact same functionalities shown in this video. So now what's left for Atakan and other users to do is to continue learning more about new cultures every day and share their own stories with the rest of the world. We also hope to see you as a part of our Sculture family with your own story to tell. You can check us out on our GitHub repository, which we will provide at the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed this video and thank you so much for watching.